Powerhouse for your leadership. Now, if you hopefully we can hear me, I'll just check a little bit online here, but this video is really for you if you are a woman in leadership and or a high achieving woman, and you're likely then and still in leadership, or you're on your way to becoming a leader and you fought really hard to reach your leadership position, and you're likely you've got this really to leave a meaningful impact. You want to be more than just a name on a corporate chart or the checkbox that's on the diversity box. So you want to be one of those influential decision makers who inspires change. So this video is for you because it's all geared towards unlocking that influential power for you. Now, I just want to, okay, my computer is a little bit slow this morning. So we're just going to assume you can hear me. And if you've got questions or concerns, then please let me know. And I've also got a chat open here, so you can drop it in the chat if you're watching this live, and I can catch those comments as well. Okay, perfect. Let's dive into this. Now, I mean, we're going to be talking about this belief. And before I get into that, I've lost the thing. Last week we talked about the leadership compass, which is an overview of my, if I can find it really quick. Here we go. Got it right beside me all the time. Okay, the leadership compass. Now, last week, let's see if we can, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. Last week, we talked specifically about vision, which is at the top. Today, I'm going to take you into one of the other elements in this, and this is a little bit more, like it sounds really like woohoo, but it's much more deeper than that. So we're talking about beliefs. So the beliefs is what we're going to cover today, and we're going to talk about one specific belief. And this is a belief that's really not only outdated, but it's also really limiting the potential for women and for possibly for you in your leadership roles. And that is that soft skills like empathy, compassion, and active listening are less valuable than the hard skills in the corporate world. So we need to really go, it's not just only outdated, it's wrong, especially when you want to become a sought out strategic decision maker. Now, I totally get this, okay? For years and years in corporate, and especially in the corporate landscape, but in every business environment you might find yourself in, it has been shaped by metrics, KPIs, and tangible outputs. Okay. Even the business world itself has also been really historically male dominated. And oftentimes that meant it undervalued skills that weren't directly tied or linked to the bottom line. So it's really tough when the world seems to keep telling you that your natural skills, your skills of empathy, compassion, your active listening skills that you bring to the table really aren't that good enough. But let's be realistic, because when we're talking about the top executives and that top leadership level, it's not just about numbers. It's also about influence. So let's dig into this, okay? Because when we're talking about how, again, the belief, which now that I've found my sheet, part of the leadership compass, we're going to do the beliefs today, is that belief that your soft skills are less valuable than your hard skills. And here's the truth. Organizations that prioritize their soft skills in their leadership see a better employee engagement, higher levels of creativity, and even increased profits. Now, if that isn't just the argument right there to start using and utilizing and putting all of those soft skills to use, I don't know what is. And as example, we've got Google's Project Aristotle found that the most successful teams had leaders who were strong in their soft skills, particularly emotional intelligence. And Richard Branson, so I'm going to use a man as an example this time, right? He's the founder of the Virgin Group. I mean, I can't even recall all of the businesses that he has and how many that he leads, but he's often talked about the importance of the people skills for successful leadership. He credits much of his business success to his ability to connect with employees and customers alike, advocating for a culture of listening and understanding within his companies. So if it's not just hard skills, and you're not embracing your soft skills, right? So if you're not embracing your soft skills, you are not only doing a disservice to yourself, but you're also missing out on an opportunity to stand out as a leader who can motivate a team, build strong relationships, and most importantly, be that go-to strategic decision maker in your organization. Now, the good news is that soft skills can be your powerhouse. These skills can make you approachable, relatable, and authentic. And that's really what employees are looking for today. The traditional, autocratic, authoritative type of leadership isn't really effective anymore in today's environment. Now, before you think this means you have to go out and organize like weekly team building events and social events, that's not what it means. Okay, this doesn't mean in order to get your soft skills into play and effectively in play that you automatically have to go to every single team building exercise or social event. It is more about being emotionally tuned that can bring you close to that executive promotion or the key project that you've been eyeing, because we all know you've got at least one or two of those strategic projects that could also really help with the visibility of yourself within the organization, showcasing your skills of being a strategic decision maker and action taker. There's always at least one or two. At least I always had that when I was in my career. So if you're eyeing one of those projects, then this is really going to get into it. And I also wanted to highlight, it's not just about changing your mindset, because yes, if we talk about generally about beliefs, it's also looks about your mindset. But it also, I want to give you some actionable steps, because it's great that you now know, like, okay, well, great, I've figured out that soft skills are great and they're a powerhouse, but what do I actually do? So, for instance, there's a couple of examples. Instead of sending just a generic email to your team after a project, if you've wrapped up a project, or whether it's big or small, you could sit down with them and show appreciation and actively listen to their feedback of what is going, what went well, what could be improved. I always think back to my teaching time. There was always this really simple exercise of like, what do we start doing? What do we stop doing? And what do we continue doing? Now, if you could use that, in terms of asking for that information back from your team at the end of a project, look at all the gold that you would get. All those things that you would need to continue doing. Those are the things that have been working really well, that motivated them, that helped create the results that you wanted and that you achieved. The things that you stopped doing, those might have been those things that were really getting in the way or bogging things down or just weren't value adding to the project. And the last one, which is the start, is what are new things that you could try for next time around? Okay, just veered off track there for a little bit. But let's get back onto the point, right? Soft skills and how soft skills allow you to become that sought out decision maker that you aspire to be. You can't just excel at the hard skills like data analytics and project management. Now, listen, I get it, totally get it. We are very much conditioned and through the corporate world to really do the rational, logical metrics, KPIs, data, show it to me all, so that then we can make decisions. And then that's how you become that strategic leader. Except it's not, because the soft skills like emotional intelligence, communication, and team collaborations are equally vital. Another thing you can start doing is make it a practice to actively listen during meetings, not just waiting for your turn to speak, but you're really hearing others and responding thoughtfully. Now, before you think this means you need to be quiet in a meeting, that's not what I'm saying. Again, it's so that you can really hear what somebody else is sharing and then build off of that. You can also use your emotional intelligence to foster trust and build relationships across departments. Now, networking, this is a topic for another time, but networking, this includes networking, and networking is an area that I've seen so many women leaders really struggle with. Like, whoa, I don't want to come across as cheesy or sleazy because now I'm trying to schmooze my way up to the top. That's not what we're talking about when it comes to strategic marketing, strategic networking. Too many letters in my mouth at one time. So if you are looking towards that soft skill of emotional intelligence, use it to build trust and relationships within your team, but also across departments, and especially upwards into more senior management. Present your achievements in a way that highlights not just the results, that also can highlight your contribution, and also that cooperative teamwork and thoughtful communication that led to those results. So here I've given you a number of ideas, that at least 3, if I've counted correctly, that share with you how you could master the blend of hard and soft skills, and you position yourself as an invaluable asset and someone who doesn't just need to meet goals, but also is able to inspire and unify their team. So this balanced skill set is what will truly make you a sought out decision maker in your organization. All right, now I'm going to leave you with a choice. I almost always leave you with a choice, right? So you have a choice. Having shared all of this today, you can either continue just going, all right, I'm just going to put my head down, make sure I've got all my pros and cons lists done. I've done all my analysis. I've got all the data, and expect that your hard skills are going to get you to that next position, as long as you have the right hard skills, right? You've done enough analysis and you've done enough work. Or you can embrace also your soft skills to stand out as a powerful, compassionate leader. Your soft skills aren't just an extra, they are essential tools in your leadership toolkit. So if you are ready to make the pivot and become a sought after strategic decision maker, I want you to DM me strategic, and we're going to start having a conversation. And I'm going to highlight a little thing. We're going to post it likely at the end of today. Is on Friday, you can join in on my next topic, which is all going to be about 5 ways to increase your visibility within your organization, so that not only is it you're highlighting your soft skills, but we're going to dive into 5 different ways that you can take those soft skills, but also increase your visibility throughout the organization, which is going to lead to better opportunities. It's going to lead to really becoming that sought out strategic leader in the organization. As always, drop any questions, any comments. You can drop them in the chat below, in the comment section, or there's always my inbox, which is a very safe zone. I've got wonderful women leaders that are reaching out to me each and every day, each and every week, that are sharing sometimes their struggles, but also at times their wins. I have clients in there that I love to connect with, because they also just share in the inbox of like, oh, hey, you know what? I scored my next promotion. So if you've got some great things and things that are happening that are positive in your life and your wins, then share those as well. And again, my inbox is a very much of a safe zone. We can have a conversation and go from there. So if you're ready to make that pivot and become a sought after strategic decision maker, there's too many words there, we'll shorten that up, then DM me strategic to start that conversation. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again.